Hello and welcome back to QMS Lambcam video diary. This is day 3. Last night, just after 8 o'clock, this ewe here, which is an older ewe, she's 5 years old, she gave birth to her first lamb all by herself up here in this corner of the shed. I'd noticed that she wasn't getting on very quickly with the second lamb, so upon investigation I realised that the lamb was coming in breech position. Breech position is one of the more difficult positions to deliver, because the lambs are coming backwards, tail first, with their back legs like that. So you have to reach a long way in, push the lamb in and get the back legs to extend out before pulling them out. But the delivery went fine and both lambs are up and happy and healthy, and they've both had a good suck and she's got plenty of milk to feed them both.
We had a question last night asking what the weight of a newborn lamb would be. Hamish is weighing the lambs here just to have a look. This first black lamb is 12 pounds and a combined weight of the twins of 23 pounds. So if we look at this ewe, who is about 12.5 stone, not far off a human weight when a lady would give birth. So in comparison to a human baby at 7 pounds, that 23 pounds is a lot of child in there. This ewe next door is the one with quads. These quads are all fit and healthy, they're all well of even size, but we'll have to lift 2 of them and just leave her with 2 lambs because she can't feed 4 lambs out in the field. It would just be far too much for her. So we'll find a new home, a new mum for these 2 spare ones. Now, farmers are obsessed by the weather, but it makes a huge difference to our workload. Yesterday was quite pleasant, but stark contrast this morning. We've got snow in the hills, we had snow on the ground, which is now gone, but it's a very cold, biting wind. Any lambs that are born out in the fields today will very quickly become hypothermic if the mother's just not looking after them as well as she could. So we have to make sure that we pick anything up that's struggling, that's cold, and bring it into the shed and look after it. We'll pop it in our hot box, and the warm air from the box will hopefully get through to them and magically bring them back to life. We'll give you an update tomorrow on how they're getting on, but they're fairly miserable at the minute, but fingers crossed they'll be okay.
So the morning routine, once we've got the unlambed ewes back out to the lambing field for the day, is to go round all the small pens where the ewes and lambs are and check that all the lambs are happy and well fed. And if they're all full and ready to go out to the field, we go round with this box and do what we call marking the lambs and drenching the ewes at the same time. The first job we do when we're marking the lambs in the morning is to castrate them and dock their tails. This is done by these little rubber rings which are applied to the testicles and to the tail with these pliers. It's important to castrate the lambs because if you don't castrate them you'll get lots of indiscriminate breeding in the autumn time, and it's important to shorten their tail to about 1.5 inches long because this reduces the chance of the tails becoming dirty and then getting fly strike and attacked by maggots afterwards. If you're going to castrate your lambs, which most people do, you have to do it before they're 7 days of age. It does give them maybe half an hour of discomfort, but then after that they've completely forgotten about it and the lambs are up, and you can see in the rest of the pens lambs that have been marked earlier on this morning are all happy and sucking their ewes again. The other most important job that we do in the morning when we go round and mark the lambs is to drench the ewes with a wormer to make sure that they don't take worms out to the grass with them and infest the rest of the flock. The other job we do in the morning when we're marking the lambs is to spray each of the pairs with an identical number, and this means that if they get mismothered or lost out in the field we can pair them back up again, and the mother is always with at least one of them.
Just to update you on the love life of these 2, Meg and Doug. We took blood sample yesterday from Meg, and she's apparently at the peak of her cycle and should be receptive to a husband, so we're just leaving these 2 together as much as we can, and hopefully nature will take its course and hopefully we'll get some puppies soon.
So I think that just about wraps it up for video diary day 3, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for QMS video diary 4th and final day.